Normally she trembles and shakes and all the time.
No, she ain't doing that.
She's pretty calm. Okay. So I'm gonna start out and ask you just some questions about when you were growing up, like when you were really young. Just some basic questions. So how many siblings did you have?
You mean in our family?
Yep.
5 besides me.
Okay.
There was 6.
Did many people have like lots of kids, or did they have like a couple kids, or?
Well, Rose had 6. That was the most.
Yeah. So were all your siblings younger or older, or were they like older or younger?
Oh, they were older than me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So did you have many chores?
Yeah, I had chores. We were on the farm.
So what did you do? What did you do for your chores? Like,
Well, when I got home, nights it was changing my clothes. And then I had other little jobs. And nights it was milk the cows.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
Did your siblings do any chores?
Oh, you betcha. When they got home, they had their wood to carry, and we had 3 stoves in the house.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Were your parents very strict?
Well, we what?
Were your parents very strict? Did they keep you well
Well, I
disciplined?
didn't have no parents. My parents were gone.
Uh-huh.
I was an orphan.
So who raised you?
My uncle and aunt till I was through the 8th grade. And then I was on my own.
How old were you when you married Caroline?
21.
Okay. How old were you when you met?
Oh, 17, I'd say.
Okay. So did you date for 3-4 years, or?
We dated for 3.
And then how long were you married before you had kids?
13 months.
How long were you in school?
I don't know. Some of my reports were good and some weren't.
So when did you quit school? Like
I didn't quit. I got through the 8th grade.
Uh-huh. Okay. So you had the normal subjects like math, reading, any specific like subjects that you don't think we'd have nowadays, or?
Well, I don't know. They maybe have nowadays more
Yeah.
than we had back in them days.
Yeah.
That was way back in the early 30s.
Did you go to a big school, or?
Well, we did have 30-some, and then the Catholics, they built up Mohammedan, and that cut us down to around 16, 15, 16.
Yep. How many people do we have in our school, Dad? How many people do we have at Memorial?
Yeah, 1,200.
We've got 1,200 people in our school.
Yeah,
About
in the city
gotten a
school.
lot bigger. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it did.
Okay. So now I'm gonna do more questions like for in the 30s. So that was the time you were 14 to about 24.
Yeah.
So, you know the dictators like Hitler and Mussolini?
Oh,
And
yeah, yeah.
those old ones?
Heard about them.
Yeah. What did you know about them? like in those days? Was it like common knowledge that everybody knew what was going on?
Yeah, more or less they did them days
Uh-huh.
than now.
No social media or
No.
phones to hear about it. Did people like specifically hate them, like the dictators, or did they just not know enough about them to?
Well, I don't know. Them days they didn't. Your news didn't travel like today.
So you didn't know enough to be able to tell if they were really good people or if.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. President Hoover was, Hoover was president from, like, what was it?
Well, he must have been in the 30s.
Yeah. He was president until 32. So.
Is that what it was? The year?
Yep. What did people hate about him?
I can't tell you what they hated about him. Back in them days,
Yeah.
it sounded like Joanne come in.
Yep.
Yeah, they called me and said I should come up, but you know more about what she's asking you probably than I do. Well, hi there, midget. What's your name?
Emmy.
Emmy, come on. Come on, baby.
She's a little nervous wreck.
Come on. I'll pick you up. She won't let me.
Come here, Emmy. She won't let people pick her up.
I will.
Now she'll give you kisses. Okay. So, you know President Roosevelt?
Yes.
What do people like about him?
Well, I don't know. He was our president for 4 years. Might have been 8, I don't know.
He was actually president for 12, was it?
12
He
years?
was president from 1932 until 1934 or 44. So.
12 years.
Yep.
He had 3 terms.
He was the one that pretty much got the country out of the Depression.
Yeah.
So, is that what people liked about him, or?
Well, I did some, and some maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Roosevelt had a bunch of New Deal programs. What did people think about fixing the Depression?
About,
How do you think, or how did people want the Depression to be fixed? Did they have specific ways that they thought it would get over faster, or anything?
well, that I don't know. Whether they had different ways or not.
Gosh.
It's hard to think for other people.
What did people do about like rationing during the Depression?
You say about wrestling?
Rationing.
Oh, rationing. Yeah, that I don't know.
I thought you had some groceries.
I know we had rationing and stuff we bought.
I thought you had to ration sugar and different things.
Oh, yeah, sugar, gasoline. Yeah, tires.
Yeah, those are kind of what she wants to know. Some of the things that happened in that era.
Yeah, I know we went through that. Sugar was a big one. I know I got a couple 100 pounds from our trucker. He got some and I bought a couple 100 pounds.
There was neutrality acts in the U.S. to keep the U.S. from joining World War II. Did people want them, or did people want the U.S. to be neutral, or did they want it to jump in?
I can't really say whether they want them to join the war or not.
Yeah, did you want the U.S. to go to war, or to start making war materials, or?
Well, it helped the country if they had manufactured something.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Do you know what types of music you listen to, or?
No, I don't know what kind of music they called it.
Old time in the barn. When
Yeah. It was old time music.
Did people really listen to the radio, or?
Yeah, those that had the radio.
So not many people had the radio?
No, I know we didn't.
Did you listen to Amos and Andy and some of that?
Oh, yes.
Talk shows on the radio.
Yeah. Amos and Andy was a great one back in them days.
Did people watch many movies or newsreels?
Oh, well, that I couldn't really say.
No TV till 1953.
Like in the theaters?
No, they didn't go to movies.
In the Depression, how did the upper class treat people that were homeless or out of work?
Some of them got used fairly good, and some didn't.
Did people go to like parties or?
Yes. The people more socialized together.
They played a lot of cards with their neighbors.
Saturday nights it was either go to town and get your stuff, or you went to the neighbors and played cards.
What card games did you play?
A lot of 500.
Are there any friends in specific that you remember? This was from about the time that you were 14, so just leaving the house to.
A lot of them are dead. All my schoolmates are dead.
What about the farmers you worked for at night? What did you do when you were done at night working? Because you worked for farmers at 13 years old. So what did you do after that for the night?
Maybe sat around for a while and we went to bed, and once in a while we played some cards if they had kids.
Okay. You were like 13 when the stock market crashed. Did that
Yes.
impact like you and your aunt and uncle and everyone you lived with?
Yeah. I was either 12 or 13.
So,
You didn't really have money anywhere. It's just what you earned working at that time.
What I did when I was on the farm to home.
No, when you were 13 and worked out.
Oh, yeah. That's right. I had to make a living. I didn't get much. We were lucky if we got $10 a month.
Did the small towns or did the big cities, do you think, were they more affected or hurt by the stock market crash and the
Like
depression?
that, I couldn't say whether your big fellas were more hurt than or not.
Because where did you live at that time?
Walmedy.
Okay, so that was a smaller city?
I guess so. It was one store and a church.
Yeah. Okay. So lots of people lost their homes and their farms in the Depression.
Yes.
Were there any people that you knew like close that lost their farms?
And oh,
No.
not real close.
So there were people that lost their farms, though, right?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So this was from like. So the depression was when you were in like your teens to early 20s. So
Yes.
how did that affect you looking for like, how did you not, your like lack of work experience, you hadn't worked much before?
Oh, I
How
had
did
worked
that
ever
affect
since I
you?
was
Hard to make up.
out of school.
Uh-huh. So, did you, did people not want to hire you as much because you were a little bit younger?
Well, they didn't give you much money either.
Uh-huh.
I worked for $10 a month.
Mm-hmm. So you didn't get much for your work, even if you
No.
did fine.
No.
Did that really impact you when you were older and
Well,
you
you
had a
learn.
family? Like,
You learn to save.
uh-huh. Yeah. Any other things that you remember about that time?
Oh, I don't know.
But she's 2. This is all the bigger she
Okay.
gets.
Just a nice little